Hi, I'm Brian King, and this is Winning Wednesday. Today's topic is daily connect time. Now, for me, this is probably one of the biggest wins I've ever had in my marriage. When we got this figured out and implemented, it made so many changes. Let's start at the beginning. When we were first dating, nobody had to tell me, you better spend some time with your wife, with your girlfriend. It just came natural. I wanted to connect every day. I wanted to be where she was. And when I couldn't be, uh, when we were dating, I lived like 2 hours away. And that was back in the day when you had to pay by the minute to use the phone. Well, I did pay. I had some huge phone bills, and so did she, because we would call each other um, and just talk, connect. And when we were together, we didn't want to be apart. And then we got married, and everything was the same. It was really good. And then the kids came along, and pets, and careers, and I was commuting to a job for a lot of years. And what would what happened, and here's where the big problem came in, was there would be things that we had to talk about, but we wouldn't have time. It's not that we weren't together, it's not that we weren't talking, it's just we weren't connecting. And it's super, super important to connect, because what happened for us was would be get to like 9, 10 o'clock at night, and I'd be ready to go to sleep, and she'd ask a question. And that would lead to another question, and we'd be up for another couple hours just talking about stuff that we hadn't dealt with because we weren't connecting on a daily basis. Now, this is going to look different for everybody, but for us, it changed sometimes. Like I said, sometimes when I was commuting, um, I wouldn't get home until like 6 o'clock, and then would have dinner. And our connecting time was like on the couch after dinner and after the kids went to bed. Um, it can be anytime. It can be pillow talk. That's okay. Just don't save everything up for like 5 days and then expect to be able to solve it all. It's it's more having a planned time when you just sit and concentrate fully on your spouse. You can ask them questions, they can ask you questions. It's not a big, heavy time. We usually did it around coffee and a snack, and it was fun. And we did it every day. We made it a routine. Sometimes, when the kids were little, we would put them in front of a TV show they liked, something that they could keep occupied with that wouldn't bother us. And we would just go and sit and have we'd call it coffee time or couch time. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's just that you get it done and you do it every day. So how do you implement something like that? Well, you're going to have to put it on your schedule. Like I said, when we were dating, we didn't even think about it. We wanted to be there. We wanted to connect. And now, my wife and I are what you'd call empty nesters, and we look forward to our daily time. We call it coffee time, and we have coffee and a snack, and it's like almost set in stone. If we miss it, we really feel like we miss something because we are so excited about it and we want to be there for each other. I mean, it's the perfect time to talk about planning, to make sure you're on the same page where you got to pick someone up at this certain time, and dance lessons start next week, and then there's dance camp after that. Are we going to do that this year? And it's just kind of a flow, as opposed to waiting until there's like 14 things on the agenda and you're going to talk about them all at once, and it's probably late, and you're going to get upset because there's just no time and you want to go to sleep, and it's just not good. So the best way to do it is to schedule it. Have some flexibility so that, it may be for you get up in the morning and have some time in the morning and actually have breakfast together and talk. It could be you have time during the day. It depends on if you what your work situation is. Like I said, there were years when I was commuting. We were going back and uh, forth, and we had to wait until like after dinner. But then there were times when I had a different job when I was able to um, be home at like 4 o'clock, and we would sit down and have coffee and put the kids in front of the TV, and we would talk. And it didn't have to be super long, about the amount of time it takes you to drink a cup of coffee, but it solved so many problems. It just let us connect. We knew what each other was doing. I kind of had a general idea what her schedule was. She knew what was going on with me. And it works really well. If you're not doing it and you want to get started, start slow. I mean, you may sit down and look at each other and say, I got nothing. I don't know what to say. Well, rather than talking about the weather, maybe you could talk about the kids, talk about vacation plans, talk about things that are coming up. The calendar is always a good place to start. If you're still stuck, go online, look up icebreakers, choose a couple of appropriate ones, and just start talking about them. And you get into the flow of it. And that can make a big difference. Also, don't beat yourself up. If you've tried and it's not working, just keep trying. Do it the next day. And it takes time to develop a habit, but it is so important. Like I said, it has saved us so much trouble over the years, and I highly recommend it. One of the things you should watch out for, though, is don't make it a heavy meeting. Don't make it a State of the Union or a finance meeting, or we've got to solve this problem now kind of thing. Keep it light. You're out far enough ahead. Like I said, we talked about what was coming up for the kids, and it was always kind of what's going on in the future, because we were on top of it, as opposed to waiting until it was a huge crisis because tomorrow we've got to do this, this, and this, and this, and you're not ready for that. So it kind of keeps you all on the same page. It's super important when you have kids that you have to organize and corral, and it can be fun. It should be fun. We look forward to it. So, daily connection, take the time. It makes a huge difference. And it gives you an opportunity to be close and to meet each other's emotional needs. Like I said, don't make it a heavy time. Keep it fun and enjoy it. Have coffee and a snack, and then repeat over and over again, because it's worth it. Well, like I said, that was something we implemented years and years ago, and it has been a huge win for our marriage. I hope it's a huge win for your marriage too. And we will see you next time on the next Winning Wednesday. Thanks for listening.